Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network this afternoon from Legion Field. It's a league clash as the visiting Skyline Falcons take on the hot Fort Morgan Mustangs. I'm John Beltran with John Prouty. And, John, what I mean by hot, they won 5 consecutive games. And, one thing that has been refreshing is that the big question going into this season was pitching, but certainly they got some good pitching in their most recent game when they beat Frederick on Saturday on the road 6-2.
Yeah, and they're really finding some depth with that and getting some good pitching going and getting a good rotation going too.
Well, and today they're going to send out J.J. Marquez to the mound. And J.J. making, I believe, it's either his first or second start of the year. And knowing that the Mustangs play on Thursday, which is obviously tomorrow in Longmont, they need some deep innings from him. And we'll see how the hitting does in this game, because even against Frederick, John, the hitting was not that good except one big inning. But in baseball, that's all it takes.
It is, yeah. I mean, you just have to get that one good inning. But it'd be nice if they could get the bats going well and get the defense, everything hitting on all cylinders today.
All right, let's get to the starting lineup here for the visiting Skyline Falcons. They are 1-4, but they played a lot of Arizona competition, so don't judge them by that record, because they certainly controlled this series last year against Fort Morgan. Batting first is the second baseman, Emilio Gutierrez. Jonathan Kennard, the center fielder, hits second. The pitcher is Grayson Gomez. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Matt Lanier. Shortstop, J.D. Wright, hits fifth. Samuel Carmona, the third baseman, hits sixth. Left fielder, Jack Knapp, hits seventh. The catcher, Brody Hufford, hits eighth. And the DH, Tobias Pinson, bats ninth. For the Mustangs defensively, Michael Strange is at first, Isaiah Ortiz at second. The third baseman is Chase Prouty. In between them at short is Charlie Langford. The left fielder is Angel Lopez. In center, Samson Ortega. And the right fielder, Jaden Carrera. Behind the plate is Jason Diaz, a senior. And again, on the mound is sophomore J.J. Marquez. And I think reasonably, with a young pitcher like this, if you can just get 4 innings out of him, John, it'd be nice to get more, but it's tough against these solid lineups to get a lot of innings out of these pitchers without a lot of experience. I mean, we saw that last year with a lot of their younger pitchers. They couldn't go beyond their 4th or 5th inning many times, and they had to rely on the bullpen.
Yeah, and so if we can just get some good innings out of him, then that'll help set the Mustangs up well.
It'll be the left-handed hitting Skyline Falcon, Emilio Gutierrez, stepping in against the right-hander J.J. Marquez. We'll get some numbers here momentarily. First pitch is brought to you by Buildings by Design. Check them out. They'll make your vision a reality. BuildingsByDesign.com. The pitch, fastball, is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes to Emilio Gutierrez. Wearing their black and road black uniform, swung on and drilled into deep center field. Going back is Ortega, still going back. He leaps, and he cannot make the catch. It's off his glove. And to second base with a leadoff double is Gutierrez. And that's the way this game starts for the visiting team, Skyline. And, John, I think that was a makeable play. I don't know if Sampson got a great jump on that, but the bottom line is that they've got a base runner on with nobody out.
Well, it looked like he had it in his glove, and it came out of his glove when he hit the ground. It looked like he tripped over something out there.
Yeah, it wasn't the smoothest path to the baseball. And then once you got there, that's why I think it was a makeable catch. Here's Jonathan Kennard, right-handed hitter with an open stance. 4-step lead at second. Marquez looks in, and the offering. And the breaking ball's a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike with Grayson Gomez on deck. Nice lead at second there by Gutierrez. The pitch. Curveball is upstairs, and the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Gorgeous day temperature in the 70s at first pitch. Looking back in the 1-1. Down and in. Two balls and 1 strike. 2-1 to Jonathan Kanar. It's a nice mix with a lefty-righty to begin, and the breaking ball's down and away. 3 balls and 1 strike again. This is why, if you can just get through the first 2 or 3 innings and shorten this game, if you're J.J. Marquez, that'll make head coach Josh Langford's job that much easier.
Yeah, it really will. It'll make it a lot easier.
And that pitch is inside on a changeup. And now first and second as Kanar's walked here is Grayson Gomez. And just like that, this Skyline team is in business in the early going. They're only hitting .234 as a team, but again, they have faced some very difficult competition with those Arizona schools. Kanar came in hitting .357, so maybe the walk was wise. The pitch, breaking ball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes to the right-handed hitting Grayson Gomez. You just don't want this inning to get out of hand,
right,
especially if Gomez gets on. The offering, very high. It's 2-0, and now JJ cannot find the strike zone. That's 9 pitches. Only 2 have been thrown for strikes, including the first pitch of the game.
Yeah, he's just got to settle in.
1 ball, no strikes. 2 on, nobody out. Just underway in Fort Morgan. And the pitch swung on and grounded sharply to short. And to third. Langford will go to first after faking to third, and the out is made. And I'm not sure if he didn't go to third. I'm not sure Chase was there at third base for the force, and maybe that's why Charlie went to first base. And Chase has not played a lot of third, at least at the varsity level. So I think that was the case. I think Charlie would have had an easy play at third, but I'm not sure that Chase was there, which is why he threw to first for the out. And there's 1 down. And that will bring up the cleanup hitter, Matt Lanier. And the offering swung on and grounded foul up the first base side.
Boy, he was all over that one. But, yeah, I think you're right. I don't think that Chase was there at third. He looked. He wasn't there, so he went to first. And smart play by Charlie to always get the out.
Well, with a ball hit that hard, it helped him that he had that time to look over at third. I mean, that was the play. The play to third was the play because the ball was hit so sharply. There was no way the base runner, Gutierrez, would have gotten to third before any force out. From the stretch, and the offering. Swung on and grounded to second. Should be a routine play to first. Lopez short arms for the out. And to third, check that, that's Ortiz. And to third is Jonathan Kanar. 1-0 on the RBI ground out from Matt Lanier. Here in the top of the first inning. Good job of Marquez coming back. And now looks like he has settled in. And here's the right-handed hitting, J.D. Wright. And that pitch bounces away, but nice play.
Yeah, that was a good block by Diaz. Those kind of smart sometimes when you take those in the shoulder, but...
Well, but you got to prevent that run from scoring at third with a 1-0 lead for Skyline here in the top of the first inning. With 2 down and a man at third in the offering. And that pitch is low on the changeup. 2 balls and no strikes. Want to send a birthday shout-out to my awesome friend of close to 40 years. My friend Liliana is her formal name, but I think only her mom used to call her that. And the pitch is down and away. You know how parents will call you by your formal name. So happy birthday to Lily, who lives in Nashville. Lily, Berlin. And hope that you're having an awesome day. And that's a strike. Here, I mean, you wouldn't know you're in Colorado in April. Let's see, game time temperature I'd mentioned in the 70s, officially 71 degrees. And the 3-1 pitch swung on and tapped down the third base side. Prouty charges, Fields throws to first right there. Foot on the bag, and no, Strange was off the bag apparently. Well, they might get an appeal for the home plate umpire. I thought he kept his foot on the bag. It was a little bit up the right field side, but I think the foot was on the bag, even though it was not a perfect throw. And let's see if that one is going to be overturned, because from the standpoint of the field umpire, I could see where he would call him safe, but I thought the foot stayed on the bag.
And it looked like it stayed on the bag. I don't know that the field umpire had the vantage point for that.
He didn't. You don't have that angle from there.
No.
But I thought the foot remained on the bag. If not, that's going to be scored an error. And it would be 2-0 Skyline, so this is a big call right now as the umpires confer up the first baseline. And, yeah, they're going to call him safe.
Yeah.
Well, that's got to be
I don't know that that's the right call, but that's baseball. That's sometimes you're going to get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you.
No RBI, scored an E5 because the throw, and who knows?
Yeah.
Because
well,
the throw is not there, but you don't know if the first baseman committed too quickly.
I don't know, but it looked like he still had his foot on the bag when he was showing the ball. So I don't know. It could have been one of those that the umpires just missed, but again, another good reason why you don't make them stretch for those balls.
Here's Samuel Carmona, the right-handed hitter, 2-0 Skyline. Runner at first with 2 down. Throw back to first, back and diving is J.D. Wright. John, have you ever been to Nashville? Well, my friend Lily celebrate. Yeah.
I
hear it's great.
Nashville. It is a wonderful town, vibrant, full of life.
All right. I hope, Lily,
Lots
you're
of
having
good,
a great time there.
Blues music there.
And that pitch is upstairs. Yeah, I've got to get out there. I definitely have to get out to Nashville. Not only because of Nashville, primarily because of my longtime friend.
Yeah, it's a great place to go. A lot to do.
1 ball and no strikes. Throw back to first, and that one is bounced in, and it's off the glove of Michael Strange. The Mustangs in an early 2-0 hole here in the top of the first inning. Digging in is Samuel Carmona, ahead in the count at 1-0. Marquez to the plate, and he took a lot off of that. It's 2-0, and the problem with that pitch is that not only did it miss by a mile, but he completely slowed down his motion.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. It's like, keep that motion the same, keep the speed the same.
2-0 pitch. Fastball is a strike on the outside corner. Okay, Lily's giving me an open invitation. I mean, I got to celebrate her birthday at some point. I might not be there for her birthday this year or in past years, but Lils, hopefully you're having an awesome time today. Well, I'll tell you a story. The pitch swung on and fouled. She texted me. She started off her birthday having cataract surgery, which is a sign of age. But, Lils, don't worry. I woke up and some gout came back to me, so I was limping with my right ankle. I'm feeling better now, but I've got some aging kidneys that are not doing as well as my buddy John here, who's older than I am.
Yeah, and I had the cataract surgery already, so.
Oh, okay. Swung on and fouled to the backstop. Remains at 2-2.
Yeah, I did the cataract surgery last year. Best thing I ever did. So I can actually see again.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
things aren't cloudy.
I can see. I'm not sure my wife can see, which is why she married me. Swing and a miss, and the tag is applied by Jason Diaz as the ball is in the dirt, and there's a strikeout of Samuel Carmona. However, trouble for the Mustangs in the first inning. 2 runs for Skyline. 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. Skyline 2, and Fort Morgan is coming up on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Mustang starting lineup is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Batting first for Fort Morgan is the right fielder Jaden Carrera. In the number 2 position is the shortstop Charlie Langford. The left fielder Angel Lopez hits third. Jason Diaz, the catcher, is the cleanup hitter. Batting fifth, the designated hitter Miguel Davila. Samson Ortega, the center fielder, hits sixth. The second baseman Isaiah Ortiz hits seventh. Third baseman Chase Prouty hits eighth. And the pitcher J.J. Marquez bats ninth. Around the infield, Matt Lanier is at first. The second baseman is Emilio Gutierrez. Samuel Carmona at third. In between him at short is J.D. Wright. Jack Knapp is in left. The center fielder is Jonathan Kanar. Talon Starcevich is in right. Behind the plate is Brody Hufford. And on the mound is right-hander Grayson Gomez. And keep in mind that Fort Morgan scored those runs early against Frederick, so they've gone scoreless here over the last, I believe, 4 or 5 innings. So they want to get that offense cranking, even though they've won 5 consecutive games, but you could always improve, especially in that area. Here is Carrera against the right-hander Gomez. And the offering. And the breaking ball is lined for a base hit into right field.
Good
on
spot.
The first pitch of the bottom of the first inning. Going the other way is Jaden Carrera.
Yeah, and that was just a great spot going opposite field. They weren't looking for that at all. And it was right in the gap. Good gap hit there.
Charlie Langford Now the hitter will get some numbers to you here momentarily in these averages for Fort Morgan. The pitch swung on and grounded into left center field. That's a base hit. And the ball gets away, and rounding second, headed to third is Carrera. He slides, he's in there, and to second is Langford. That'll be a single. And an error on the left fielder, Jack Knapp. And now the Mustangs are in business. Back-to-back base hits on 2 pitches.
Yeah, and it looked like he went to make the scoop and just ran right past the ball.
Well, now both teams have committed an error in this first inning. And that'll send up Angel Lopez.
But those are good, solid line drive hits in the gaps. That's where you need it. Just start picking them apart.
Well, not only that, you got a lot of speed out there,
yeah,
and that helps. All that speed is a huge asset. And the infield's playing halfway. The pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball inside.
He wanted all of that, too.
But you don't need that much. Just
nope.
Take an easy swing. No balls and 1 strike to Lopez. Out of the windup is Gomez. And the offering. And that's over for a strike at the knees with a fastball. No balls and 2 strikes, 2-0 in favor of Skyline in the bottom of the first inning. John Beltran with John Prouty. And the pitch swung on and fisted on the left side. A dive and a catch by the pitcher Gomez to his right on a ball that did not have much trajectory whatsoever. And he dove to his right. If not, that would have been an ugly infield hit. And instead, there's one down.
And that was an outstanding fielding play. Just a good diving catch by the pitcher.
Well, and that's a heck of a 2-strike pitch. It was a strike right on the inside corner.
Mm-hmm.
And here is Jason Diaz. The offering. Fouled off to the right now to play. Diaz hitting .333. By the way, Langford hitting .458 going into his at-bat, leading the team. No balls and 1 strike to Jason Diaz. With 2 in scoring position, 1 down, bottom of the first inning. The pitch. Swung on line into right field. That's a base hit. That's going to score a run. Langford will be held up at third. On the solid single by Diaz, and the Mustangs are down 2-1 in the bottom of the first inning. That's 3 hits for Fort Morgan.
And there we go. Start chipping away at it.
And we will have a courtesy runner out there at first. That's Keegan Zwedzig. So he's the trail runner with Langford at third. Miguel Davila hammering the baseball, hitting .438. Second leading hitter on this team. And now the infield will play back. They're playing for the double play. Gomez looks back, looks in. Long pause. The pitch. Swung on and tapped foul along the third base side. No balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, as a batter, when you're standing there that long, I would always call a timeout and just step out.
Well, he's got that option.
Yeah. I mean, it's just good because then that way that batter, you're just not getting stuck.
I don't even see how the pitcher gets into rhythm doing that either. 0-1. Another long pause. Throw back to first. Back in diving is Zwedzig. 2-1 in favor of Skyline. One of those 2 runs was unearned, but Skyline has also committed an error in this inning. So both teams have a miscue. Long pause in the pitch. Down and away with a heater. And the count levels at 1-1 to the number 5 hitter, Miguel Davila. Langford at third. Zwedzig at first. Chest level with a glove to pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the right. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Crowd starting to settle in a little bit. And the wind was pretty heavy, John, earlier today.
Yeah, and it looks like it's died down some. I mean, I still see the flags waving, but it's not blowing as hard as it was.
That's good. I don't have to worry about anything with my hair.
Me neither.
That's a consideration. John does have some, by the way. We don't have the same haircut. John is still using a comb. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball that was way above the letters. He swung at ball 2. Instead, Davila strikes out 2 down.
Well, Mustangs have done some good work on 2 outs, so we'll see what they've got. See if they can dig deep and make something happen here.
That'll bring up Samson Ortega. Ortega, another right-handed hitter. Now, you could see Zwedzig take off from first. mean, that would be the ideal strategy here to get 2 in scoring position. The pitch, fastball, a strike. Now he takes off for second. He's going to keep going. He's going to be tagged out by a mile.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Why did he not get hung up between? He made the wrong play there.
Yeah, he had no jump on that because he jumped out, paused, and then went and gave him all kinds. I mean, he was out by 8 feet.
Yeah, but he clearly made the wrong play, not because he took off. The strategy, and Coach Langford is telling him about it because Coach Langford has done this for a long time. Hold up between first and second to allow the runner, to get into a rundown.
Yeah, get into the pickle, let your runner score.
That was John, I hate to say it, that was a horrendous base running.
Well, and I think it really equates to just lack of baseball IQ and experience.
Well, because, I mean, for Josh to go out there several steps onto the field and talk to him about it, it's clear that was the wrong play made by Zwedzik. Well, I think taking off for second was the right play, but then you want to get hung up. You don't want to get thrown out by 10 feet.
Right. Well, and you don't keep going when you know you're just going to go into the tag. Get him in a pickle, get him working that, and and Charlie has enough speed there on third to get in and get that to where it's potentially you got a tie game then at that point.
1 run on 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 left as we head to the second inning. And Fort Morgan trails Skyline 2-1. But even Charlie, when he slid home, he looked back because there was no way he was going to make it in time. One Zwedzik was tagged out, but at least you've scored a run. But John, we'll remember the first inning if this game is decided by a run.
Yes, that will be
because
the deciding play.
On both sides, a run was given, another one was taken away. So let's see what happens. But we still got 6 innings of baseball to go.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's one of those you just keep playing until you're done playing. Here's
Jack Knapp. Swung on and lifted on the left side into left center field.
Looks like Ortega's got a good read.
An easy one. In fact, the ball stayed pretty much towards center field. There's one down as he makes the catch, and that'll bring up Brody Hufford.
And that's kind of the nice thing with this wind is it's carrying straight out, so into the outfield. So when they get those sky balls, it's not drifting a whole lot. Of course, you don't know what it is doing 100 feet off the ground, too.
Hufford, another right-handed hitter for Skyline. And the offering. And that changeup is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Don't have many numbers on Skyline. The pitch. Fastball is high. 26 pitches, 14 for balls by J.J. Marquez. Again, he's only a sophomore, so it's going to take him a while to get into the rhythm of this rotation. That one is low, 3-0. 2 runs on 1 hit for Skyline, 1 run on 3 hits for Fort Morgan. That's an odd line, but Mustangs have 2 more hits but trail the game. The pitch, and that one nearly hit him on a changeup, and it's a walk to Brody Hufford. Here's Tobias Pinson, the DH out of the 9-hole. Well, it looks like Prouty's going to come in a little bit at third. I think he's anticipating a bunt, which you look at a guy this small hitting at the bottom of the lineup, and that could be something that comes into play.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's just that anticipation. If he hits it and it's hot, it is what it is. You play it best you can, but I think you got to play that bunt.
2-step lead, squaring to bunt, and it nearly hit him. He skips out of the way and into second on a straight-up steal as Hufford. He was going anyway. You can still bunt here, by the way.
Yep.
Without question, you can still bunt. And, well, now they're going to appeal. Coach Langford says the hitter didn't pull back. And I didn't have the angle from here.
Well, and it looked like he kept it out there and he jumped when the ball went underneath him. So I don't know.
That's why. Had he not jumped, had he not leaped like that, it would have been a strike.
Right.
But once you leave your feet, it's almost telling the umpire that you didn't wave at it. 1 ball and no strikes, 2-1 Skyline. Top of the second inning. Runner at second with 1 down. And a 1-out count to the number 9 hitter. Marquez to the plate. Swung on line, base hit into right field. I think the runner's going to hold up at third, takes a high hop. Now the throw towards the plate is going to be cut off by Strange. And that's the second hit of the game for Skyline. First and third, 1 out. as the number 9 hitter, Tobias Pinson, delivers. And that'll send up Emilio Gutierrez, who hit that long fly ball to center that was nearly flagged down by Ortega, but scored a double. First and third, the pitch. Squaring to bunt. It's taken for a strike. Throw to second on a hop and into second base. It's going to be Pinson. It'll be a stolen base, no balls and 1 strike. And now 2 base runners in scoring position. The Mustangs will play the infield pretty much straight up. Laying down the sign is Jason Diaz. Marquez to the plate. Swung on and popped up into right field along the line. And that one, it's going to drop for a base hit. A late jump to throw home is going to airmail everybody. And a runner will go to second. The trail runner, Tobias Pinson, to third. It's 3-1. Give the RBI single to Gutierrez. And it did not appear that Carrera got a good jump on that ball either.
No. And, thank goodness that JJ was over here covering that or backing it up. And so, yeah. Actually, I take that back. I think it was Langford over here backing it up.
Well, that was just not a good play overall.
No.
Again, Jaden did not see that off the bat because he's got a lot of speed. That took him a long time. And again, I don't think he's accustomed to playing much right field. He's more of an infielder.
He is. He is more of an infielder.
Canar walked in his first plate appearance, and that breaking ball down and away backhanded by Jason Diaz. 1 ball and no strikes. So Skyline has scored in each of the first 2 innings. And they lead 3-1. At third is Pinson. Gutierrez at second. The offering. Breaking ball is outside, 2-0. And watch out because Grayson Gomez is on deck. He's your number 3 hitter, one of your better hitters in this lineup. Got to get this guy. Swung on, grounded right back to the mound. Marquez to the plate, and Diaz will apply the tag of Tobias Pinson. The fielder's choice goes 1-2. Gutierrez to third, 2 down.
Yeah, and that was absolutely the right play when he took off. Get that lead runner and keep from ringing up that score.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's the only play.
That was a good baseball IQ play.
Gomez grounded to short. He hit that ground ball that was hit sharply that Charlie threw to first with runners at first and second and nobody out. If they can hold Skyline to a run, then they'll be okay. And a pitch. Breaking ball, a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. To Grayson Gomez. No, the runner's not breaking for the plate. You're not breaking for the plate with the ball getting just a few feet away from the pitcher. That's why you got to make good throws right back to the mound.
That's right. That should never be hitting the pitcher at his feet.
Gutierrez and Canar, third and first base respectively for Skyline. Up by a pair. The pitch, and that one bounces in. Excellent block by Diaz.
Yeah.
1 ball and 1 strike. Conservative lead for Gutierrez at third, and that one is in the dirt. Taking off for seconds, Canar. No throw. It's a wild pitch. And now you really got to get this guy because they can double the lead with a base hit. It's a 2-run advantage for Skyline. A base hit will make it 5-1. And Gomez had a very good first plate appearance. The offering, and he takes it for a ball inside. Took something off of that one. 3-1. And JJ's not going to get those calls, John, because he's all over the place.
Yeah, he's just too much movement around trying to. I mean, he's working the zone well, but it's just outside the zone all the time.
3 balls and 1 strike. The pitch, strike 2, fastball on the inside corner.
And that was an excellent pitch.
And now we've got a money pitch coming up for Marquez. A base is open, 3-2. At the belt and the offering. Breaking ball is in the dirt.
Well, doggone it, we didn't need that.
Well,
but it was an open base, so
yeah, that's why.
We still get it back.
Yeah, you don't want to throw a breaking ball if a base is not open.
Right.
But with a base open, we're getting a little bit of interference somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know where that's. I heard that static coming in. I don't know what that's.
Matt Lanier. Yeah, I'm moving everything around. And nothing is working. So, but we can't control those atmospheric conditions. The pitch swung on and lined on one hop to Langford at short. He'll step on the bag for the force.
There we go.
And that'll do it. Skyline scores a run in the top of the second inning, an inning and a half complete. It's Skyline 3, the Mustangs 1 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Along with John Prouty, I'm John Beltran. 3-1. Skyline leads Fort Morgan in the bottom of the second inning here on Morgan County's B106 with the Mustangs at 5-2 and Skyline at 1-4. And the Mustangs just looking to clean things up. There's been a defensive miscue. There's been a base running miscue. But, John, they've hit the ball well.
They have, yeah. And, you know, the bottom of the order here a couple of games ago was hitting well. So let's see if they can bring it today, because it'd be nice if you got your whole lineup swinging the bats well today.
Samson Ortega is hitting .412, tearing it up so far for the Mustangs during his junior season. Right-handed hitter against the right-hander Grayson Gomez. And the pitch. Breaking ball is grounded to first on two hops, and it gets right into right field off the glove of the first baseman, Matt Lanier. That'll be scored an error. Right off the first baseman's glove. He had that ball play him.
Yeah, because it looked like it just went flat coming out of the grass.
Well, you know that it might not take the truest hop, but you're right next to the bag. You got to smother that ball somehow.
Right.
Isaiah Ortiz will now hit. Right-handed hitter for Fort Morgan. The offering, and that's a fastball down and in. Ortiz hitting .267. And he picked up the win on the mound on Saturday in the 6-2 victory over Frederick. Fort Morgan's fifth consecutive win. They have not played since Saturday. 1 ball, no strikes. Throw back to first, back and diving is Ortega. Well, this is going to be a 2.5-hour game unless these teams can clean up their baseball. It's not good baseball so far defensively.
Right. So you're right. It's going to be a long game.
1-0. Swung on and popped foul, not a play off to the right. And the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike to Isaiah Ortiz. I mean, really a lot of defensive lapses on both sides so far. And we've only played an inning and a half, but
well, and you just hope that they start cleaning it up here a little bit.
The stretch by Gomez and the offering. Foul to the backstop on a pitch up in the zone. It's 1-2. Well, it's those small plays, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, the deep fly to center to begin the game. A little Texas leaguer in right that looked like it was kind of misjudged. The throw from third, to first, or the close play at first. It's just little things. Got to make all these plays. It's 1-2. The pitch swung on line. Base hit into left field beyond the leaping shortstop. And first and second, giving it a leap there was J.D. Wright, but to no avail. And Ortiz has picked up Fort Morgan's 4th hit of the game. John, talk about hitting the ball in the perfect spot.
Yeah, that was just right over. And you got a tall shortstop out there, and it was still 3 feet over his head on the jump. So that was perfectly hit.
Here's Chase Prouty hitting .389. Squaring to bunt, and that one is low with a fastball. Now we should mention Chase is hitting 1,000 this season with John in the booth.
Yes, that's true.
Man, that's
not that we're a superstitious bunch.
The stretch. Squaring to bunt again, and that's down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. See, this gets very interesting. You're ahead in the count 2-0. Do you want to give up an at-bat knowing that you're ahead in the count? Force him to throw a strike.
Yeah.
But I'm sure knowing Coach Langford, he's going to have Chase square again. 2-0. And he bunts that foul, had that bat angled a little bit.
Mm-hmm. It was a little high.
It was not flat at all, and that's why he popped it foul off to the left side. It's 2-1. You do have J.J. Marquez on deck. Well, I would think the bunt sign is still on. 2-1. The pitch, and that's bunted right back to the mound. The throw to third, and that's going to be go underneath the glove. And here we go to the plate and scoring easily, and they might get 2 runs out of this. Rounding third to the plate now is Ortiz. The throw, and he's in there. And to second is Prouty.
Well, that just tied it up with the misthrow.
Another error, and it's deadlocked at 3. Well, there was no guarantee he was going to get him at third, so we'll score that as sack bunt with an error. I'm not the official score, but sack bunt with an error. And 2 runs scored. That'll bring up J.J. Marquez. John, I'll keep saying that the defense hasn't gotten any better in this game.
Nope. We're still fighting those errors.
Swag and a miss.
And that was a costly error. That was a 2-run error.
No balls and 1 strike to J.J. Marquez. And the offering. Foul to the backstop. Yeah, so again, scored a, if I could find this here, sack bunt with an error. 0-2, and the offering. Breaking ball is in the dirt.
Sorry, that was me hitting my mic.
Yeah, no.
I'm not used to having that mic there.
1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. That is just up and away. That was close. That could have been.
He was thinking about it. He was leaning out pretty hard. But when he started leaning that, he said, no, I'm going to lay off.
He could have been rung up right there. 2-2. Deadlocked at 3 in the bottom of the second inning. Fort Morgan and Skyline. They'll play tomorrow in Longmont. Laying down the sign is Hufford. The pitch. Breaking ball is up and away. I'd be surprised if either pitcher gets into the 5th inning the way this is going. There's too many pitches being thrown as well.
I agree.
And it's not because they're pitching that badly. They're not getting defensive support.
No, yeah, the defense isn't there for them.
That is a called strike 3. That's a perfect pitch with a fastball in the outer half. And Marquez goes down, 1 out.
And I know we've had this discussion many times. When you got 2 strikes on you, do not ever let the umpire decide that. Poke it off if you have to, but it should never be the umpire. And if it is, then shame on you.
Gomez going around the lineup for a second time. He's only thrown 27 pitches. It seems like a lot more, but remember the Mustangs made contact early in counts to get those base hits in the first inning, including Jaden Carrera with a base hit. The offering. He takes a fastball for a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. We have a combined 4 errors in this game, 3 by Skyline, but there's been other plays that could have been made. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on, 2 in. Gomez looks back in the pitch. Swung on and popped up into shallow right field. Should be an easy play. And Starcevich makes the catch. Back to second is Prouty. 2 down. Here is Charlie Langford, who lashed a base hit into left field his first time up. Every lineup, John, and a good team needs a game changer, and Charlie's a game changer.
He is. He's got the power and the speed to go with that batting ability.
He's got a huge gap in right center if he can go the other way, a huge gap. The pitch swung on and driven down the right field line. If it stays fair, that is trouble along the line, and it is gone. It's a home run, a 2-run blast inside the right field foul pole for Charlie Langford, and it's 5-3 Mustangs with 4 runs in the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, and it just kept tailing out there, but it just stayed straight, did not go off to the right, and just stayed right there.
Yeah, it was not a slicing fly ball. Somehow he kept that thing straight, which is very difficult to do going the other way.
Yeah, and I don't know how he kept that fair, but it stayed fair and went just inside the foul pole and home run. And I actually think that, oh, no, I was going to say I thought that was his grandma's car that he almost hit.
Pitch by Lopez is a fastball outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
But she's actually over here, so that would have been bad. Get a home run and hit your grandma's car.
Here's the wind and pitch. Swing and a miss and a pitch up at the letters, above the letters, 1-1. Yeah, you knew it had home run distance. Was it going to stay fair? And it did. The offering. Down and away, 2 balls and 1 strike to Angel Lopez. And the pitch fouled. He has not swung at a strike yet. That pitch was up in the zone. 2-2. Well, the bottom line, you want to get on base.
Yes. And you've said many times, and rightfully so, it is always about on-base percentage.
Well, he hit that little flare that was caught by the pitcher last time up, but he swings at a pitch in the dirt, and that was an awful at-bat. Strikes out on a 2-2 pitch and did not swing at a single strike. However, the Mustangs have a nice bottom of the second inning. 4 runs on 2 hits. They capitalize on the 2 errors and nobody left. We head to the 3rd inning. It's Fort Morgan 5, Skyline 3 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Mustangs of Fort Morgan lead the Skyline Falcons 5-3. Let's head to the 3rd inning. Well, both teams have scored in both frames. Looking for our first goose egg as we hit the top of the 3rd with J.D. Wright. He hit that grounder to 3rd that should have ended the 1st inning, but Michael Strange was ruled off the bag. And the breaking ball's a strike. No balls and 1 strike on J.D. Wright. And the pitch from Marquez. Up and in, nearly hit him. JJ's thrown a lot more pitches than his counterpart. 44 and 24 have been balls, and now he's pitching out of the stretch with the bases empty. The offering. That's upstairs.
Yeah, I don't understand. Maybe he's just more comfortable from the stretch.
I think that's the right way to go. He has not been successful from the windup, so let's see if it helps him. Settles him down. Swung on, line foul off to the right. Count moves to 2-2 on J.D. Wright, followed by Samuel Carmona and Jack Knapp. The stretch, the offering in the dirt. 3-2 to the number 5 hitter. Check it, the number 5 hitter. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball down at the knees. Marquez strikes out J.D. Wright, 1 out. In the top of the 3rd inning. That's his 2nd strikeout of the game. Here's Carmona, and he struck out swinging his first time up. Yeah, what gets you really settled down is a 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah.
No base runners.
Well, just get your confidence back again.
That's it. The pitch. Swung on, grounded weakly left side. Nice charge by Langford. Sidearms to first, and off the bag was Strange. That'll be a base hit because that was a tough play.
Yeah, it really was. And thank goodness he made the stop.
Yeah, that was a tough throw on the run across his body. A good throw has him, but it was not a routine play.
No, it was an off-speed throw.
So aboard is Samuel Carmona, and here is Jack Knapp, who popped to center his first time up. Pitch fouled off to the right. That could be another difference. The team that makes a sparkling defensive play, we have not seen anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah, nothing smooth.
That would have been one of them.
That would have been.
Because that was a tough hop for Charlie to his left. He was able to snag a throw on the run, but off target, throw to first. And back in diving is Carmona. Fort Morgan 5, Skyline 3, only at the top of the 3rd. And we played over 45 minutes of baseball. The pitch squaring to bunt. Lays it down first base side. Marquez has got it. Tosses to first for the out. Carmona to second. 1-2-3 on the sacrifice. 2 down. Here is Brody Hufford. John, you got to get this guy. It's the number 8 hitter. You don't want to turn over the lineup here in this third inning.
No, and you want to get out of this and get out of it quick.
You go 9-1-2, in the fourth.
You need a quick inning.
The pitch. That's right down the middle for a strike with a changeup.
And that was a beaut.
No balls and 1 strike. The sophomore Marquez gets a sign from the senior Jason Diaz. The pitch. Curveball is in the dirt. Gets away. Runner to third. To throw the tag. He's going to be safe. Yep. He got in there. It'll be a wild pitch. Kind of 1 ball and 1 strike. To Brody Hufford. The pitch. Swung on, chopped foul, third base side. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Skyline catcher. 1 pitch away, and Skyline will not score the pitch. Breaking ball is blocked by Diaz. 2-2. Yeah, the thing is, JJ doesn't throw super hard, so you don't see a lot of balls in the dirt that are going to get away from Jason.
Right.
2-2 offering. Here it is. Curveball again in the dirt. And Marquez's breaking balls, you can see him breaking early. So they're easy to read for the catcher. 3-2. Hufford awaits the pitch. Outside. Yep. That's ball 4. Now they're going to turn over the lineup. And you've got Tobias Pinson, who had a base hit. Into right field his first time up. Stepping in for Skyline. The lead runner at third is Samuel Carmona. The Mustangs trailed early 3-1. Now it's 5-3 Fort Morgan. The pitch. Again in the dirt. Well, JJ's just got to challenge him. He's really not.
Really
and
does.
Here comes Josh Lang. He's not challenging these the hitter the last 4 pitches.
No, and it's just like, it almost seems like he's just kind of going through emotion and just throwing the ball rather than really trying to pitch.
Well, I mean, I know you're trying to fool the hitter into swinging something that's not a strike, but good hitters don't buy into that.
Right.
Just go after him. And if you don't go after him, well, they're going to be taking these pitches in the dirt because, again, his breaking ball breaks early. That's easier to read for the hitter and the catcher.
Yes, and as a hitter, you're reading that out of the hand, and you're like, you already know what it is, and you know that it probably is going to go in the dirt.
Yeah, because there's no late life. It's early life on that change on that breaking ball. All right, so the conversation is over. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, top of the third. Fort Morgan with a 5-3 lead on Skyline in Fort Morgan. Looking to defuse this hitter, Tobias Pinson, is J.J. Marquez, who is 58 pitches deep into this outing. The pitch. Swung on, grounded right to the second baseman, Ortiz, who steps on the bag over the leaping pitcher, Marquez. That's a good thing. He didn't make any contact with that ball. Could have been a base hit.
Right, and that's exactly what the Mustangs needed to just end it and get out of this.
And the fielder's choice ends the inning. Let's head to the bottom of inning number 3 in the inning for Skyline. No runs on 1 hit, no errors and 2 left. 2.5 complete. It's Fort Morgan 5, Skyline 3 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Swung on. That ball is lined into left field, and it's off the glove of the left fielder on the first pitch of the bottom of the third inning. That's going to be scored. A base hit by Jason Diaz. Jack Knapp tried to backhand it on the fly, but instead, Diaz is on as the Mustangs lead 5-3. Again, only 36 pitches thrown by Grayson Gomez. Here's Miguel Davila. Miguel struck out his first time up. Looking to add to the lead in the bottom of the third inning. Stretch by Gomez. The offering. Swung
Oh,
on,
nice
drilled in
hit.
left field, but that should be
Get it
caught
right
right
to
there
him.
to Knapp. Yeah, that's an easy play.
Yeah, hit it right to him.
One down.
Yeah, he didn't even have to move. He just had to stand there and wait for it.
One down as Davila's retired. There's Samson Ortega aboard on the air. Hit that ball to first. That got away from Matt Lanier. One of 3 Skyline errors. Man, they're making early contact against Gomez. He's throwing a lot of strikes. The pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball right down the middle. This guy's thrown just 9 balls so far in this game. Everything's been strikes.
Yeah, he's putting it out there for him to. And Mustangs have responded. They're hitting it.
0-1. And the offering. That's down and away with a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Fort Morgan. 3 runs, 4 errors, 3. Throw back to first, back and diving. Let's rephrase. 3 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors for Skyline. Here's a difference. John, Fort Morgan has stranded 1 base runner. Skyline has left 6 on base. So they've had opportunities.
Yeah, and leaving ducks on the pond makes the difference.
The pitch. Breaking ball. Nice block there by Hufford. 1-2 to Samson Ortega. Only in the bottom of the 3rd. And the Mustangs up 5-3. And the pitch. Swung on
Nice
line.
hit.
Base hit into center field. To second is Diaz.
Yeah, that was straight out over second base. That's just that golden spot out there.
Well, and I don't know if you noticed, John, that Jason stayed in to run because there was a miscue earlier in the game. And I think Coach Langford wanted to stick with Jason Diaz right there.
Yeah, I did notice that. And I was just like, coaches need to do what they need to do.
Ortiz singled his first time up. Conversation on the mound. Yeah, they're getting to Gomez. They have 7 hits off Gomez.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been productive. As you mentioned, that ball was struck very well. The Mustangs have the 2-run lead on the 2-run homer and a 4-run second inning by Charlie Langford, who went the other way. And in fact, John, that was Fort Morgan's first home run of the season.
Oh, well, hopefully somebody got out there and got that ball for Charlie.
Yeah.
Something to put on his trophy case.
The stretch. Gomez to the plate. Breaking ball is fouled off to the right. No balls and 1 strike to Isaiah Ortiz with 1 out and 2 on in the bottom of inning number 3. Gomez looks back, and the pitch, and down and away. Nice backhand by Brody Hufford. Count is level at 1-1. Chase Prouty waits to hit next. Gomez gets the sign from Hufford. The pitch, over but low. 2-1. Well, this is a hitter's count, a big-time hitter's count for Ortiz.
Yep.
And he went the other way his first time. If he does it again, it'll be a run for the Mustangs. The pitch, tapped foul right off his foot. Tried to jam him with that pitch. It's 2-2.
Yep. Leveled the count.
Well, and here you're going station to station. Diaz does not have a ton of foot speed unless the ball's hitting the gap and he can score from second. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ortiz. The pitch, swung on, tapped foul behind the plate.
Well, I like that he's staying aggressive, though. He's not going to let the umpire decide this.
Right, one with a breaking ball that time did Grayson Gomez. Remains at 2-2. The Mustangs scored a run in the first and 4 in the second. Gomez looks back. And the offering fouled off the end of the bat. Went with a changeup. And you can tell he went with the changeup, John, because it was off the end of the bat, and he was way out in front.
Yeah, way out in front of it.
Remains at 2-2. That's why you wait a little bit longer, go to right field. You're going to hit the ball very well. The offering in the dirt with a curveball.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's some good disciplined batting.
Oh,
Ortiz is doing really well at the plate.
He had a base hit his first time up, and
yeah.
See, this is going to be a good at bat either way, whether he gets out or not, because he's taking the count that deep. 3-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He was anticipating something else.
He was.
And it was a fastball on the inside corner for a strike, 2 down.
But it was a good at bat.
Very good at bat. Now, I've scored Chase's first at bat as a sack bunch with an error, but I'm not the official scorer, so we'll see how it's scored once he gets to the scorebook. Up there with 2 out and 2 on. The long pause and the pitch. Fisted foul. Gomez is not scared to come in on these hitters.
No.
No balls and 1 strike. Going right after him. Diaz, the runner at second, is the lead runner. The pitch. Low. Took something off it. One ball and 1 strike. Again, Gomez to the plate. That's a fastball for a strike on the outer half, just above belt level. It's 1-2. Well, Chase has quite a few hits this year with 2 strikes, namely with no balls and 2 strikes.
Yep.
Expect some junk right here. You would think he's going to throw him some junk, but let's see. It's a 1-2. Here it is. Swing and a miss, and he did take something off of that one. And Grayson Gomez strikes out the last 2 hitters of this bottom of the 3rd inning. The Mustangs are held off the board. No runs on 2 hits, no errors and 2 left. To the 4th we go. Fort Morgan 5, Skyline 3 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, we have finally played 3 innings. This is Morgan County's B106. KPRB Brush Fort Morgan. I'm John Beltran with my buddy and brother John Prouty. 5-3 Fort Morgan, top of the 4th inning. And really you wonder how long they go with J.J. Marquez, because he's thrown 59 pitches. I mean, you could get 2 or 3 more innings out of him, but the pitch count is starting to build, John, because the strike zone is all over the place for J.J. He's just got to find it in 1 inning to reduce the number of pitches. Right now he's averaging almost 20 pitches an inning, which is way too much.
Right. He needs to get a solid inning, get 3 up, 3 down, walk off the field, and feel good about that.
And the offering in the dirt to Emilio Gutierrez, who's got a double and a single. He's got 2 of Skyline's 4 hits. The Mustangs have 7 hits. The pitch, that's a little bit low, 2-0. And it was dropped by Jason. And even if it was a strike, if the catcher doesn't catch that cleanly, that makes it difficult to call it a strike.
Right.
2-0. The pitch swung on, grounded to first, and a nice play by Strange on a tough hop. And he pressed that up against his body, and there's 1 down as he steps in the bag.
Yeah, and I think that was more self-preservation than anything.
It was.
He's stretching it out right now. Hopefully he had his he was wearing some protection, but that still smarts when you get it right in the gut.
Jonathan Canar walked and hit it to a fielder's choice. That's the way you play first.
That is.
You make sure that ball doesn't get away. The pitch, breaking ball is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. 5-3 Fort Morgan, top of the 4th. The pitch, that's a fastball for a strike. Down the middle at the knees, and it's 1-1. JJ working quickly, the offering. Curveball is lifted into right field. Carrera comes on, and he makes the grab. To his left, 2 down. And here is Grayson Gomez, a grounder to short, and he walked. Got to finish this off right now. Finish it off right now in the 4th inning. Get back in the dugout with a 2-run lead. The pitch swung on and lifted into deep left center field. It's not going to leave the yard, but it's going to find a gap, take a hop up against the top of the fence, and around first into second is Gomez with a 2-out double. And for Skyline, it's their 5th hit of the game. Here's Matt Lanier.
And that was just a well-hit ball all the way to the warning track right in the gap.
The pitch hung a little bit in the zone. There'll be a courtesy runner. That'll be Lucas Anson for Grayson Gomez. Lanier's 0 for 2. Swung on. That's a base hit into center. Anson's going to round third. Ortega's going to throw towards the plate. And it's going to be cut off by Strange. It's an RBI single for Lanier. 5-4 Fort Morgan.
And it was just a well-hit ball. It took a weird hop off the grass edge right around the pitcher's mound, but just a well-hit ball right up the middle.
J.D. Wright aboard on an error and struck out. J.D. Wright is 0 for 2. The pitch, runner going. That's a strike. Throw to second's a good one. The tag. And at second base.
Got him. That was a money shot right there. That was on the money.
Ortiz applies the tag. An excellent throw from Jason Diaz. And the top of the 4th is over. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. 3 1/2 innings are in the books. It's Skyline trailing Fort Morgan 5-4 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Mustangs lead the Skyline Falcons 5-4 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Here is J.J. Marquez. It's 9-1-2, followed by Jaden Carrera and Charlie Langford. The pitch. Breaking ball is down and away. A strikeout his first time up on a 3-2 pitch. Grayson Gomez only 54 pitches deep. The offering. Fastball is up and in. 2-0. This is news, John. He hasn't come really that close to a walk.
No.
Has Gomez. He's been in all over the strike zone. The pitch. And that is inside. 3-0.
Yeah, this is the first time I've seen Gomez miss the zone like that.
He has not walked a hitter. He has struck out 4. 3-0. Right there for a strike on the inner half. 3 balls and 1 strike on J.J. Marquez. The kick and the pitch. Swung on and fisted slowly on the left side. Cut off by the third baseman. Throw is right there, and Samuel Carmona retires J.J. Marquez. 1 down. That's actually a good play at third. When that ball's fisted out there, John, that ball can tend to have some English on it.
It can, and it's a hard running play. You got to make the scoop and make the throw, and he did it well. I mean, it was on the money when he threw it to first base.
Jaden Carrera singled and scored in the first and popped out to right. 0 for 1. The pitch, breaking ball right down the middle at the knees. It's strike 1. Man, this strike-to-ball ratio, very impressive. 41 strikes, 18 balls, more than 2-1 for Gomez. The offering. Curveball is high. Off I-76 and exit 66A in Wiggins. Stubbs Gas and Oil. Gas, food, and all your travel accessories. And the offering. Nearly hit him. Ball 2, strike 1. I feel like I've been here 3 hours. We're only in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, you said earlier it was going to be a long game.
It's picking up a little bit, but not a ton. And the 2-1 in the dirt. I think Gomez is looking tired.
Yep, I agree.
He kind of like threw that with his upper body, not much in the leg department there. 3-1.
He's losing some of that control, too.
Yeah, exactly. 3 balls and 1 strike, and the pitch. Swinging a foul to the screen. 3-2, but again, he has yet to walk a hitter. That's not easy to do at the high school level.
Right.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Jaden Carrera. The pitch, up and away. That's an excellent plate appearance. He walked him. And here comes Charlie Langford, a single and a home run.
Yeah, so we'll see how the pitcher responds to this.
Well, Charlie's looking for something fat like he got that second time up. One on, one out, bottom of the 4th inning. Skyline leads Fort Morgan 5-4. Short lead at first for Jaden. The stretch. The pitch squaring to bunt, and he lays it down the third base side foul. Well, just looking to get on base, but I'm assuming now, John, he's going to take that bunt sign off.
I would think he would take the bunt sign off now.
0-1, you've just homered in your last at bat against the same pitcher. Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to be hitting away. I'd be shocked if he bunted.
But there's a huge gap out there at right center.
Yeah, as there was the last time.
Well, and I think even more so.
Swung on and drilled into left field. That's going to be a base hit.
Went over his
a wild hop, but it does not get away too much deeper than that. And it's a base hit for Langford. He's 3 for 3. Yeah, it essentially bounced right back to the left fielder, Jack Knapp.
Yeah, I think he got enough of his glove on it that it just went over his head and dropped.
That's correct. Yeah, base hit number 8 for the Mustangs. Here is Lopez. Popped out and struck out. And the pop out was only to the pitcher. It wouldn't surprise me if Lopez is bunting. He's got plenty of speed and has not had a good plate appearance yet. The pitch, swing and a miss, and he looked bad on that one. That was a breaking ball that he took a fastball swing on. Yeah, he has not looked comfortable. But again, if Angel can wait and go to right field, he'll get a base hit. It's 0-1. And the offering. Popped foul and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, he's just got to wait on his pitch.
And that's it. It's just about control and, owning that plate, not getting too anxious.
Carrera at second, Langford at first. The offering. Curveball, that's taken for a strike anyway. He waved at it, but it would have been a strike. It looked pretty good from here. Lopez strikes out on 3 pitches.
Well, let's see if Diaz can get another good slap on the ball.
He does have 2 hits. Diaz had a good junior year, hitting in the upper 200s, nearly 300, and now obviously having a good season and good game so far with 2 on base for the Mustangs. Gomez looks back. Gomez to the plate. Breaking ball down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. And the Mustangs only lead by a run in the bottom of the 4th inning. Hufford lays down the sign. Long pause in the pitch. And that changeup is off the glove, but not far enough to advance the runner. Or runners, 2-0.
Well, both catchers have been doing very well blocking those balls down behind the plate today and keeping those plays from getting away from them.
2-0. Here it is. Swung on, lifted down the left field line. It could be trouble. Knapp to his right, and he makes the running catch. Nice play by Jack Knapp. And the Mustangs are denied in the bottom of the 4th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 men left. At one point, Skyline had stranded 6 and Fort Morgan had stranded 1. Now Skyline has stranded 6 and Fort Morgan has left 5 on base. It is Fort Morgan 5, Skyline 4 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Along with John Prouty, I'm John Beltran. 5-4 Fort Morgan, top of the fifth inning. Anybody's game, John, obviously with the score there. The Mustangs had opportunities to extend it earlier in the game, but I tell you, Grayson Gomez, that Skyline pitcher, has battled despite giving up 7 hits in the game.
Yeah, he's had a great outing, and this last inning was his first walk.
The pitch, down and in. J.D. Wright, the hitter, aboard on an error and struck out. He's 0 for 2. J.J. still has plenty of pitches left in him. 68 after that one. The offering, down and away, 2-0. Let's look at the line here for J.J. Marquez.
And he's had a good appearance, too. He's just struggled finding the zone.
Yeah, he has issued 4 walks. The pitch, swung on, grounded up the middle, and back, nope, into right center field for a base hit. Ortiz nearly had it. And for Skyline, that's hit number 7. J.D. Wright is 1 for 3. There might have been a play, but that would have been a tough one as Ortiz had to range to his right. Here is Carmona, struck out and singled. Well, you're the number 6 hitter. Is he going to square to bunt? He will. And it's laid down beautifully. First base side, barehanding, throwing to first is Marquez in time. Sacrifice goes 1-3. That's a really nice bunt, John.
That really was. That drag bunt down the first base line. And it was really well placed. I mean, it was a good throw by Marquez to first base to get him.
Jack Knapp has a sac bunt. He also popped out. He's 0 for 1. He can tie the game with a base hit. The pitch. Curveball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Just a little bit high.
Yeah, he didn't miss that one by much.
Again, you can get these next 2 hitters, and you'll start with a 9-hitter in the 6th inning. Must have been a little bit low. 2-0 to Jack Knapp. We're on the top of the 5th inning. Fort Morgan 5, Skyline 4. Looking back, the pitch swung on, grounded up the middle, underneath the glove of Marquez for a base hit. Wright is going to round third. He's going to score. And the game is tied at 5 on the run-scoring single by Jack Knapp.
Well, and here comes Langford out of the dugout. So this may be it for Marquez today.
That was pitch number 74. I mean, he's still got plenty of pitches in him. I have a feeling he's going to try to have him finish out this inning at least because of so many that are left in the arsenal. And we do have the number 8 hitter coming up. And part of the reason he's out there is because he's walked his hitter twice, but they are calling in. You're right, John. They're calling in Jaden Carrera. And Marquez will be taken off the mound. Let's take a break. Tied at 5 in the top of the 5th inning on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
If you're thinking of changing...
Isaiah Ortiz is the new pitcher. Jaden Carrera to second. J.J. Marquez, the starter, will be in right field. Tied at 5 in the top of the 5th inning after the RBI single from Jack Knapp. And Brody Hufford, who has walked twice, will now be the hitter. Ortiz picked up the victory against Frederick on Saturday, so he's got a full arsenal of pitches. Righty against righty. The long pause in the pitch. Upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Brody Hufford. At first is Knapp, 3-step lead. Throw back to first, and he bounces it away into right field into foul territory. That could be a couple of bases. And nope, Knapp will stay at second on the throwing error by the pitcher. Well, you know what? When you're a new pitcher into the game, you don't want to worry about that runner too much. You want to get the hitter first, and that's going to happen, maybe, with a runner at second. Swung on and grounded to second. An easy play for Carrera. Sidearms to first, 2 down. Knapp to third. Tobias Pinson has singled and grounded into a fielder's choice. 1 for 2 in the game. Awaiting the pitch. And here it is. Curveball is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. To Tobias Pinson. And the offering way outside. Nice backhand by Jason Diaz. 2-0. We'll be in Longmont tomorrow, Fort Morgan and Skyline, 4 o'clock on B106. Swung on and chopped over the mound, headed for center field. That's a base hit. Pinson's 2 for 3. Knapp scores. Skyline leads 6-5. And that error by the pitcher Ortiz on the pickoff now comes home to roost. That'll bring up Emilio Gutierrez. Yeah, these are things that happen when you commit errors or an error. The pitch. Inside, throw to second, and it's a throw off line. Stolen base for Pinson. One ball and no strikes. Skyline was down 5-3. They've scored the last 3 runs. The pitch, and that breaking ball's a strike. On the inside corner, it's 1-1 to Emilio Gutierrez. Looking back. And the offering. Swung on, tapped foul. Count moves to 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Gutierrez. Already 2 across for Skyline in the 5th inning. Ortiz to the belt, to the plate. Swung on, fouled off to the left. Stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. All of a sudden, Skyline is out hitting Fort Morgan 9-8 and outscoring them 6-5. The pitch, swung on and fouled to the left again. Count stays at 1-2. Jonathan Canar waits to hit next. Chest level with the glove, the pitch, and that bounces all the way to the screen. That was about a 45-footer. John, that's the definition of a wild pitch.
Well, and he short-armed it and fisted it right into the turf.
That's exactly it. No better way to describe that one. 3-2 to Jonathan, or to Emilio Gutierrez. Jonathan Canar is on deck. Diaz lays down the sign. The kick of the pitch, not even close. Now it's 3-2. Yeah, that was a 2-2. Now 3-2. Oh, got to be swinging here, but it's close. The offering, not even close again. Way outside. It's a walk. Here's Canar, who's 0 for 2 in the game. A walk, a fielder's choice, and a pop-out. Got to keep this at 6-5. The Mustangs have enough to rally. I mean, we're still barely past the midway point of the game.
Yeah, we got enough juice left in the tank. It's just really getting out of this. We need to get out of this right here.
Open stance from the right side, and that's up and in. Marquez had his struggles with finding the strike zone. Same story for Ortiz. Only 6 strikes amongst his 14 pitches. 1-0. The pitch. Curveball is lifted into left center field, but Samson Ortega to his right will make the grab. And that will end the top of the 5th inning.
Yep, and that's just what the Mustangs needed to get out of this so they didn't get caught in the quicksand.
2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error and 2 left, 4.5 complete. The score, Skyline 6, Fort Morgan 5 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Skyline has a 6-5 lead. Let's head to the bottom of the 5th inning. In Fort Morgan. And the Mustangs will have Miguel Davila, Samson Ortega, and Isaiah Ortiz. Davila's 0 for 2, and he takes a pitch for a ball from Grayson Gomez. That was pitch number 73. Line in the offering. Right there. Down the middle for a strike with a little bit of a bender. 1 ball and 1 strike. The offering. Swing and a foul and a pitch up in the zone. It is 1-2 to Miguel.
We'll see if we can take him deep in the count again.
Breaking balls down and away. Ball 2, strike 2. Gomez gets the sign from Hufford. He kicks and delivers. Swung on and grounded to second. That should be a routine play as the throw to first is easily in time by Gutierrez, 1 down. Samson Ortega aboard on an error and singled. 1 for 2. Yeah, Fort Morgan's going to have to hit because they're getting no free passes.
No.
They got 1 earlier in this game, and that's it. The pitch. And that ball.
Right off his back.
Yep.
He'll wear it.
And that was close because it almost hit his bat.
It did. He's got to learn to pull that bat back in.
Here's Isaiah Ortiz, singled and struck out.
And a visit to the mound by the coach.
78 pitches deep. Yeah, you wouldn't figure he'd be taken out here unless they've got a major closer, but you still got to get 8 outs.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 1 out in the 5th inning. Still a long way to go in this game,
yep.
But that's what's going to
switch him
happen. Skyline 6, Fort Morgan 5 in the 5th inning on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Jack Knapp is the new pitcher. So they have to realign things here. He comes in from left field because that's not Gomez. Gomez is over at first base. Yeah, and that makes sense. Matt Lanier would be in left field. Thanks to Brian Nickel feeding me that info. And here we go. 6-5. In the bottom of the 5th inning, 1 on, 1 out. Skyline is in the lead. Isaiah Ortiz is singled and struck out. The pitch. Fastball for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. To Isaiah Ortiz. The Mustangs are looking for their 6th consecutive win. Runner goes, and that's low. Throw to second will be late. It's an easy stolen base for Samson Ortega. And the tying run is at second. Well, he slid in hard into second base. Almost took the bag off
He did.
its bearings there.
Samson's got some speed, and he carries it with him well.
Oh, yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the offering. Fastball is up and in. Ball 2, strike 1. Yeah, this wind has really died down. I don't see much of it as opposed to maybe 2 hours ago.
Right.
Long pause. And the pitch. Swung
Nice
on, hit
hit.
into left center field, and that's going to
Over his
sail
head.
over the left fielder. It's going to tie the game. Rounding first into second is Ortiz. Samson Ortega scores as Matt Lanier could not get to that baseball, and we're tied at 6.
Yeah, I think he started coming in and then realized it was carrying over his head.
Yeah, that did have some sneaky acceleration to it.
Yeah, I think he thought it was going to die off, and it just kept carrying.
A conversation between pitcher and catcher. Prouty with that sac bunt that resulted in a 2-run error, and then he struck out his second time up. Unofficially at 0 for 1. Well, these teams have gone back and forth. Skyline had the lead. Fort Morgan was up 5-3. Skyline 6-5. Now deadlocked at 6. And the offering. And the curveball is right there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to the third baseman. Ortiz off of second. The pitch. That's a little bit inside. That barely missed. 1-1. One with some heat that time did right-hander Jack Knapp. Prouty digs back in. And the offering. Low. And inside with that fastball, it's 2-1. Ortiz on a base hit. He's got plenty of speed. He'll score from second. The offering. Curveball is a beauty right there. 2-2 to the junior Chase Prouty. Big pitch coming up on both sides with 1 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. Prouty awaits, and here it is. And that one looked like it clipped him. Oh.
That was close inside.
Well,
it didn't miss him by much.
Man, I meant clipped. It would have been barely. 3-2. The pitch. And a check swing. Did that ball hit him or did it hit the bat? They're going to say it hit him. Wow.
It looked like it went off his face shield on his helmet.
Okay. Wow. That was,
he backed out. And
that was a heck of a ricochet there.
I will tell you that's exactly why he wears a face shield.
Yeah, that's good.
He might have been spitting teeth if he had.
Big time. Well, that's a second hit batter we've had by a Skyline pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Marquez, who struck out and grounded out. And the offering. Swing and a miss. Completely fooled on the curveball.
Yep.
Strikeout and a ground out for Marquez.
He was anticipating a fastball on that one.
Without a doubt. No balls and 1 strike. And the offering. And he got a breaking ball. That's strike 2. Those are 2 good pitches.
That actually looked like it came in a little high. It dropped in, but it looked like it came across.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with that being called a strike. It could have been a tad high, but it wasn't an egregious miss. Runner goes to third, and that's a strike. Throw to third, and it gets into left field. And breaking for the plate is Ortiz. He's going to score, and the Mustangs lead 7-6. Prouty into second. It's a strikeout of Marquez.
But I'll tell you what, that was a great move by Coach Langford to get him there. Ortiz has the speed, and then when they had that misthrow, he got in.
Yep, it's a stolen base and an error on the catcher Hufford. And Fort Morgan leads by a run. Carrera singled, popped out, and walked. The pitch, fastball is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes to Jaden Carrera. At the belt and the pitch. That's a beauty.
Yeah, he's murdering the zone with that curveball.
That was on the inner half, and the count is level at 1-1.
They got to start picking that up out of the hand.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. The pitch in the dirt, skips up the third base side. No advance. 2-1. Here to Jaden Carrera. Had the big hit to beat Frederick last home game. Fastball is high, 3-1. If he gets on, I don't even pitch to Charlie. I pitch to Angel Lopez. I mean, you have to know what you're doing if you're the opposing coach here, John. You do not pitch to Charlie.
If you do, that would be a mistake. I'd put him on.
Yeah, there's an open base if Jaden gets on. There's still another open base.
However, Angel gets he gets a hit, and
it doesn't matter. It's still the odds, and that breaking ball is a strike on the inside corner. That's a good call. Jaden was taking off, but that got the corner. It's 3-2. Still, I mean, you're right, but you don't want to play the result there. You want to play the odds.
You're playing the odds.
And the odds would say you don't pitch to Langford, you pitch to Lopez.
Langford has been hitting really well today.
3-2. He's 3 for 3. The pitch, swing and a miss on a sharp breaking ball. And Jaden goes down swinging. However, the Mustangs have grabbed the lead with 2 runs, 1 hit, a huge Skyline error, and 1 left. 5 innings are in the books. It's Fort Morgan 7, Skyline 6 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. And the offering in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, and to give credit to Jason Diaz, he catches Charlie really well, because Charlie can be challenging.
Kicking the pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball.
That was a beaut.
It's a 1-2-3 inning. Let's head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 7-6 in favor of Fort Morgan over Skyline on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
Well, look who comes in ready to athletics on Morgan County's B106.
John Beltran back with John Prouty. And here we go in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the Mustangs with a 7-6 lead, and Charlie Langford taking the game into his own hands. A stretch. And the offering. Swung on and popped up on a slow breaking ball into shallow center field. Coming on, still coming on, and making the grab for the out is Jonathan Canar, 1 down. Here is Lopez. That will bring up Lopez, who is 0 for 3. Swung on, lined into left field. That's a base hit on a big one-hopper out there towards Lanier.
And that's what I was talking about. He hit that well, but it was a nice one-hopper out there.
One on, one out. The Mustangs looking for some insurance runs. And Diaz has had a good day. 2 for 3. Swung on, lifted foul off to the left side.
He read that pretty well, because he was all over it. He just needed to sit back on it another half a second.
No balls and 1 strike. The Mustangs trailed early, took a 5-3 lead, trailed 6-5, now lead 7-6 with 1 out, 1 on, bottom of the 6th to pitch. Swung on, lifted to center field. Should be a routine play for Canar. Makes the catch on the line drive. Back to first is Lopez, 2 down. And here is Miguel Davila, who is 0 for 3, struck out, popped out, and grounded out. Little plays here and there. Skyline's committed 2 more errors in Fort Morgan. That's killed him. Runner takes off for second, and now caught between first and second is Lopez. The pitcher napped towards Lopez, back to first, to toss the slide. He's going to be out. He will be out. He's going to be picked off 1-3. And Angel Lopez is eliminated, and that ends the bottom of the 6th inning. The Mustangs pick up a hit, but that's it. Let's head to the 7th. 3 outs away from their 6th consecutive victory. It's Fort Morgan 7, Skyline 6 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
When you're on a road trip, by definition, is Morgan County's B106.
Let's head to the 7th inning. The Mustangs hold a 7-6 lead on the Skyline Falcons. Charlie Langford mowed down Skyline in order in the 6th inning. And now we'll face the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Samuel Carmona, Jack Knapp, and Brody Hufford. Fort Morgan was 4-19 a year ago with one league win. They could pick up their 6th consecutive victory and go to 3-0 in league play if they can retire Skyline without them scoring a run. Carmona with a strikeout, a single, and a sac bunt. 1 for 2 in the game. And the pitch. Fastball is down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. A couple of strikeouts for Langford in the 6th inning. And the pitch. Overthrew that one 2-0. Well, that's his 2nd straight inning. He has begun with 2 consecutive balls, and then he was finding the strike zone quite frequently after that. 2-0. And the kick and the pitch. Fastball, a strike on the outside corner. Took something off it. It's 2-1 to Samuel Carmona. Followed by Jack Knapp and Brody Hufford. The pitch, and he bounced that one in there, 3-1. Got to stay aggressive here. You do not want to get to the top of the order either. 3-1 to Carmona. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Challenge him with a fastball up in the zone. It's 3-2.
Now he just needs to go right at him here.
Got to go with a fastball. Nobody on base. 3-2 pitch. Foul to the screen. He did challenge him. We'll still go with a fastball.
Yep. Yeah, I just go right at him again.
Yeah, you don't want to get cute with a breaking ball. Charlie's got a good breaking ball, but you don't want to pitch backwards here with nobody on base. 3-2 pitch. Fouled off to the right. And again, that's a late swing, John. If he's swinging late, keep challenging him with a fastball.
Yeah, and keep challenging it.
I mean, if you walk him, but you walk him with a fastball. You don't want to walk him with a breaking ball. I mean,
make him earn it.
3-2. It's a risky pitch with nobody on base and a 1-run lead in the 7th. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and driven into right field. That's got some carry to it, but Marquez makes the catch.
Very nice. Yeah, JJ just read that all the way into his glove.
1 down for Jack Knapp. A fly out, a sac bunt, and a single. 1 for 2. But again, when you throw that hard, you're going to get those late swings, which is why that ball was hit to right field.
Yeah, and it was hit right to the right fielder, too. JJ was playing that just right.
4 up, 4 down. Fastball is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Since 2003, Western Engineering Consultants, providing big firm relationships and product. A strike. 1-1. Here to the number 7 hitter, Jack Knapp. The pitch. Breaking ball is up and in. Not bad to throw the breaking ball in that count, but now you go fastball, John.
Yeah, you've got to. Go at him again.
2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out and the base is empty. Fort Morgan leads 7-6. The pitch. 1 breaking ball and missed. That's surprising.
Yeah, and the breaking balls, he's not locating them well. So, again, I'm with you. Fastball straight at him.
Yeah, but now he's down 3-1, and he threw another breaking ball. I don't understand what that was all about. That didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. He walks him. Yeah, that's.
you're down in the count 3-1. You got to go at him.
Well, you go 3 consecutive curveballs.
Right.
I don't. 2 walks and a ground out. Brody Hufford now the hitter. First time that Charlie's pitching out of the stretch. Chest level with a glove. And the pitch. There's a fastball for a strike. Would have liked to have seen that 2 or 3 pitches ago.
Exactly.
But either way, it's done already. It's done. Now you got to pitch with a man at first and 1 down. 2-step lead. To the plate. Ooh, a little bit high. Barely missed. I think that would have been a strike to other hitters, but Hufford is not the tallest hitter. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. A 1-run lead for the Mustangs in the 7th. And the offering. Fastball, strike 2 on the outer half at the knees. Tobias Pinson is on deck. He's got 2 hits in the game. So this is far from over, even if you get this guy. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. That is Little bit high. Oh, my gosh, that was close. But again, I think if it's a taller hitter, John, I think he's rung up.
Yeah, he'd ring him up on
I
that.
think it was that
'Cause it
close.
was right there.
2-2 to Hufford. The stretch. And the offering. That's off the glove of the catcher, Diaz. That'll be a pass ball. And to second is Knapp. That changes everything.
Yes. So now you got a runner in scoring position. You're full count. And again, you got to go at him with a fastball here.
Yep, without a doubt. 3-2. The offering. Swung on and fouled. Went down and in. And you got to be ready on the right side because he wants to go to right field to tie this game. Straight up at 6 o'clock, this is Morgan County's B106 KPRB Brush Fort Morgan. The stretch by Langford, a 3-2 pitch to Hufford. Looking back, and time is called. And even though it seems Charlie's been in control, he's only got 18 of 33 pitches thrown for strikes. But this is a big one right now, 3-2. And he bounced it in there, and now Diaz is going to run towards the base runner, but he did not make a throw, and now it's a walk. And it's first and second. And here's Tobias Pinson, singled twice and grounded into a fielder's choice. This is why your pitcher carries the ultimate weapon in that baseball, John, because the only base runners they've had against Charlie were base on balls.
Yeah, that was it. It looks like they're switching out and putting in a pinch runner.
Well, and that pinch runner at first base would be the go-ahead run. Pinson singled his first and third times up. His second time, he grounded to second. So he's made solid contact all three times. And he's got a fastball pitcher in Charlie Langford. Looking back in the pitch. Fastball down the middle for a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Actually, he got lucky. That was too fat of a pitch. He wants to locate that better. Hit a corner. Looking back. No balls, one strike, the offering. Swung on, chopped foul. He's looking right side. That's the way to look.
Yep, it really is.
Now, this is an interesting dilemma. You're up 0-2. You can throw him a curveball, but I have seen 0-2 curveballs hit the batter. You got to make sure that if you're going to throw it, that it doesn't come close to making contact with a hitter.
Yep.
Or just go high fastball here. 0-2, the pitch. Breaking ball way outside. Well,
I guess that answered that.
no, it's a waste pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, you want to see if the hitter is going to chase, but he's not going to chase something that crazy. Runners take their leads. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball above the letters, and Pinson strikes out. John, that was the pitch. Go above the letters.
Yep.
That's called climbing the ladder.
And it just is nice and fat. Your eyes get big, and it's hard to lay off that swing. And pitchers have been getting batters like that for 100 years.
A double, a single, a ground out, and a walk to Emilio Gutierrez is 2 for 3. The offering. Fastball is outside. Fort Morgan leads Skyline 7-6. Runners at first and second, 2 out in the top of the 7th inning. The Mustangs are looking for their 6th consecutive victory. And the offering. Fastball is high. It's 2-0. A dangerous count now. If you're Charlie Langford, you do have a base open. And you've got a right-hander on deck in Jonathan Canar. The 2-0. Looking back. Here it is. Way outside. 3-0. Again, it's not necessarily a negative if you walk him because he swung a very solid bat. And the percentages are better facing a righty. 3 balls and no strikes. And the pitch. Upstairs. Not a negative. You have walked. The base is loaded. But Canar is 0 for 3. He has walked, hit into a fielder's choice, popped to right, and popped to center. So he has made contact every time besides the walk. Here comes Josh Langford. And I'd love to be a fly on that wall.
Yeah.
Even though there's not a wall right around the mound.
I think he's just going out there to get him settled down, get him out of his head.
Well, now you open up the possibility of just any base.
Right.
Any base here.
And we got 2 outs.
That's
any
it.
Base.
Any fielder where the ball's hit to, just the closest base.
Well, and I would agree with you. The percentages are going to be better here.
Well, Gutierrez had some very good swings against J.J. Marquez. And here we go. With the bases loaded, 2 outs in the 7th for Kanar, officially 0 for 3 in the game. Langford looks in. Getting the sign and the pitch. Fastball, a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. That's a good way to start this hitter. And if he can climb the ladder, maybe he gets a strikeout or a pop-up later on in this frame. The offering. Swung on, tap foul. 0-2, and he jammed him with that pitch.
He did.
No balls and 2 strikes. I mean, this is no-brainer. Climb the ladder. Try a fastball above the letters. Have him chasing. 0-2 to Jonathan Kanar. The offering and the breaking ball. It clipped him. That's what I was talking about earlier.
Oh, no.
It clipped him on the back of the cleat. That's exactly what I mentioned earlier, John. And it forces in a run.
Just go straight fastball on that. That was a mistake. Should have just been straight up
Did we not
fastball.
talk about this 3 minutes ago? Right?
Straight fastball.
I've seen it. Yeah, I don't like that call at all.
No.
You've got to go fastball. Here's Grayson Gomez, the pitch. And that one bounces away, but not far enough. 1 strike away, and a breaking ball was called. But I say, you just threw 2 fastballs, one which was not swung at, the other one which was grounded foul.
Right.
And again, that's the risk with a breaking ball. And the offering. Strike on the inside corner at the knees. Gomez is grounded out, walked, doubled, and grounded out again. He's 1 for 3. Yeah, that's a killer. Tied at 7. The pitch fouled off to the right. One ball and 2 strikes on Grayson Gomez. And the pitch in the dirt. Count is at 2-2. The pitch down and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three and 2 to Gomez. A walk, and they take the lead. Wind and pitch. Fouled off to the right. Three balls, 2 strikes. The stretch and the offering and the wind, and you walk them. It forces in a run. And it's 8-7.
Just got to settle him down.
Yeah, we might have to go
going out there to settle him down.
For some reason, oh, there we go. Am I finally getting a charge out of this phone? 8-7. Okay, that was complicated. And that'll bring up Matt Lanier. Yeah, I got a notification there that we were going low on battery, and I don't know why. And the pitch, fastball is outside. Again, 1 strike away, and it was just overthought with a breaking ball. Lanier is 1 for 4.
Yeah.
So there have been 4 walks and a hit batsman in the inning. Skyline leads by a run. Fastball, a strike on the outside corner. Count is at 1-1 strike, and the pitch swung on and grounded into left field for a base hit beyond the diving Prouty. 1 run is in. Kennard around third, and he's going to score. It's a 2-run single for Lanier. And Skyline has scored 4 runs with 2 outs in the top of the 7th, and they lead the game 10-7. John, you go back to that 0-2 pitch. I don't understand. Yeah.
I had the breaking ball was the wrong pitch to call on that. It resulted in a hit batter, and that changed the entire dynamic of the game.
Here's J.D. Wright, 1 for 4. And the offering. Fastball is upstairs. And by the way, we are not playing the results. We pointed this out twice.
Right.
5 minutes before it happened and right before it happened, said go with a fastball to pitch. And that sails behind the hitter to the screen. It's a wild pitch. If Fort Morgan comes back and wins this game, that would be a heck of a victory. But
it would be, but we should have never been in this hole.
2 balls, no strikes. Gomez at third, Lanier at second. Again, an 0-2 hit by pitch with the bases loaded tied the game. And then a bases loaded walk to Grayson Gomez gave them the lead. And then Matt Lanier with a 2-run single.
And we've been sitting with 2 outs for 4 runs now.
That's right. 2 balls and no strikes, and Charlie's still out there. Charlie's thrown 57 pitches. He's not even available for till next week now. The offering, and that one hit him. And Charlie has fallen apart, unfortunately. And the bases are reloaded for Samuel Carmona. And this is now the 10th hitter of the inning. Carmona began the inning, John, by popping out to Marquez and Wright. That seemed like it was 20 minutes ago. And let's see if we're going to have a visit. If we have a visit, that should be a pitching change.
Well, and honestly, I think you have to at this point. You have to do something. You can't keep going down this road.
We're in the 7th inning at Skyline 10, Fort Morgan 7 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
B&B Appliance in downtown Fort Morgan.
Well, I guess they might have been checking on Charlie's health or something to that degree. So it was not counted as an official visit because he's being kept in the game. The pitch, fastball, a strike with the bases loaded. 10th hitter of the inning, Samuel Carmona's 1 for 3. Gomez, Lanier, and Wright on the bases. And that fastball went behind him, 1-1. Out of the windup. And the pitch. Swinging a foul tip into the glove of Jason Diaz. It's 1-2.
And again, we're back in that same situation. Fastball straight in.
The pitch. Fastball, but it was high, 2-2. Still the right pitch to call.
It was. If you can get that climbing fastball and getting him to chase, that's perfect.
Right. Charlie looking to get out of this mess. 2-2 pitch. That one almost hit him, 3-2. Well, I don't think you can keep him on the mound if he walks him.
Well, I don't see how you can because it's starting to run off the rails, and you got to stop it right now.
3 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. That is outside. It just missed. Well, that was close. I mean, that could have been called a strike. And, oh, boy. Josh is livid about that pitch. He is livid about that pitch. And it's a walk. Carmona is walked. Gomez scores. And it's 11-7. John, all I can say about that pitch, it was borderline. I mean, you could call that either way.
It was.
If they call it a strike, I don't have a problem with it. They call it a ball. then, I mean, it wasn't an obvious strike. Let's put it that way.
And I agree with you on that. It wasn't an obvious strike.
Here's Jack Knapp, the pitch. That's down and in.
And I think they just wanted the call to get out of this. And again, it could have gone either way.
Here's the 1-0. Low, 2-0. Listen, coaching is part of the game, and it just happens. It happens.
Well, and you know what they call that, don't you, John? Baseball.
Up and in, yeah, 3-0. But, John, I'm not going to apologize for what we said earlier. I don't understand when you've thrown 2 fastballs, one taken for a strike, the other one that was fouled off, that you go with a pitch like a breaking ball. That's a strike to Jack Knapp, 3-1.
But you're up in the count 2-1 or 1-2, and I have no idea why you.
No, it was 0-2.
0-2.
It was 0-2.
You throw a curveball and you hit him.
That's a strike with a fastball, 3-2 to Jack Knapp. See if Charlie gets out of this right now. He's throwing almost as many pitches as Marquez.
Yeah.
And the offering fouled back. I mean, this is like 2 starters.
Yeah.
He's 70 pitches deep. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners will be going. And the pitch. That's a called strike 3. That pitch was definitely a strike.
Yes, there was no question about that.
And the inning is over. 5 runs, John, on 1 hit. No errors and 3 left. Let's head to the bottom of the 7. Skyline 10, Fort Morgan 7. Skyline 11, Fort Morgan 7, on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. I'm John Beltran with John Prouty. Let's hit the bottom of the 7th inning. The score is Skyline 11, Fort Morgan 7. The Mustangs were not only 1 out away with the bases loaded, they were 1 strike away, and Charlie Langford on an 0-2 pitch hit a Skyline hitter, forcing in a run. Then he walked Grayson Gomez, and that was Jonathan Kennard, by the way, the hitter, who was 0 for 3 in the game. And now you got Miguel Davila, Samson Ortega, and Isaiah Ortiz against Jack Knapp. The pitch. Breaking ball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Davila at 0 for 3. The offering. Fastball, a strike. Can you imagine, John? Both teams have 10 hits in the game.
I know.
But Skyline pitching has been much better.
Yeah, when you start walking and pitching, or walking, there's a hit batter. But when you start walking and having hit batters, that changes the dynamic. So,
well, look at right there. Skyline's up by 4 runs. They're calling a curveball and a 1-1. Right. I don't get this philosophy of falling in love with an off-speed pitch or a breaking ball.
Well, I don't either.
With, just go right at them, and if they get hits, they get hits. I think that's.
So we got a pinch runner going out. Looks like might be.
Yeah, the courtesy
Frank
runner.
Urias.
Yep, that is. He is the courtesy runner for Miguel Davila. Samson Ortega hit by a pitch as well, singled and a board on an error. Pitch by Knapp, down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. John, you get this man on, and Ortega, the tying runs on deck, so nothing is decided yet.
Right.
And the offering, that's over but low, 2-0. I tell you, and right there, now that's a very good decision there by Coach Langford. An automatic take. You got it. You have to take, and that's what he's going to do. Throw back to first. It's offline. It's still a take situation.
It is.
No way Ortega's swinging here with a 2-0 count. You want him to throw at least 2 strikes.
Well, he's throwing you 2 straight balls right there.
2-0. That's down the middle. That's fine. Now you get ready to hit 2-1.
Yep.
Yeah, you do not allow the other pitcher to throw just 1 strike to retire you when you're down in the count at 2-0, and now he's still down 2-1. The offering swung on and chopped slowly, third base line, and the throw to second is going to be in time. Back to first is late. That's an excellent play over there.
And it was close. Urias was almost at second when he got there.
Yep. Play made at third there by Samuel Carmona on the 5-4 fielder's choice, 1 down.
Yeah, and he just fisted that ball. Had he hit it a little cleaner, that'd have been a bullet going past him.
Isaiah Ortiz, a single, a strikeout, and a double. He's 2 for 3. The pitch. The benders to the screen. One ball and no strikes in the wild pitch. Too bad that couldn't have happened to pitch earlier. It wouldn't have set up a force at second, but that's the way baseball goes.
Yeah.
And now we should have a take sign. Again, we do, because that pitch is low, 2-0 to Isaiah Ortiz. If you can get to at least the number one hitter, Jaden Carrera, if you got a shot, the pitch right down the middle for a strike, it's 2-0. I'm going to credit Jack Knapp. He's come back both times from 2-0 counts to get right back into the count. 2-1, 11-7. Skyline leads with 5 runs in the top of the 7th. The pitch swung on and slowly hit the third. Carmona charges, looks at second, fires to first, 2 down. I'll tell you what, John, he's a good-looking third baseman. He's made 3 excellent plays in this game, although that was routine.
Yeah.
But still, you know what? It's the routine plays.
That'll get you. Every time it's the routine plays that'll get you because you're too relaxed.
Especially at the high school level. Here's Chase Prouty. Chase, a sac bunt, a strikeout, and hit by a pitch, 0 for 1. And the offering, curveball, is a beauty. That's a strike. See, there you can go with a breaking ball on a first pitch because you're 1 out away.
Right.
But now Chase is thinking fastball more than likely, and the offering, and he got one. It's upstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. To Chase Prouty, hitting .389 going into the game. At second is Ortega. And the offering. And the curveball's a strike. Man, it edged the inside corner.
Really
That's a heck
did.
of a pitch. 1-2. Laying down the sign is Hufford. And the pitch to Prouty. Curveball called, strike 3. And the Skyline Falcons have won the game 11-7 with 5 runs in the 7th inning. It's a 1-minute break on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 5-3 at that point. Then it became a 5-4 game on Lanier's second RBI single. That came in the 4th inning. Lanier had a big game, including that 2-run single in the 7th when they scored the 5 runs. And then they would tie the game on an RBI single by Jack Knapp in the 5th inning. And then Tobias Pinson with a run-scoring single made it 6-5, but the Mustangs again rallied to take the lead. Isaiah Ortiz tied the game with a run-scoring double. And then Ortiz would score on an error by the catcher Hufford, making it 7-6. That was the throwing error on the stolen base. And then again, it's the mystery. Bases loaded. 2 outs, 2 strikes, no balls, up 7-6 in the top of the 7th inning with Jonathan Canar 0 for 3, and a curveball was called, and that's a dangerous pitch to call in that situation. It hits the batter, so it forces in a run, and then you get a walk to Grayson Gomez, and then you get a 2-run single by Matt Lanier, and then another bases-loaded walk to Samuel Carmona. And I don't want to discredit Skyline. It's a good baseball team, but quite frankly, John, Fort Morgan ended up giving that game away.
They did. And, I mean, and again, like you said, you don't want to take away from a baseball team because that's the game. But by far, I mean, without that one curveball pitch, if it had been another strike, the game's over and we walk away with a win. Things didn't work out that way, so it goes the way it goes. But that was just a win by errors is what it was.
Well, and just not physical errors either. I mean, errors
Mental
come
errors.
from but Fort Morgan could have been a 3-0 team in the Longs Peak. Now they're 2-1.
Right.
And they're 5-3 overall. Their 5-game winning streak comes to an end. And all of a sudden, Skyline establishing some momentum. They win their league opener. They're 2-4 overall. And I guess the good news for Fort Morgan, they've got a shot to come back tomorrow and forget about this loss if they play a solid game in Longmont.
Right, and that's the thing they've got to figure out. How do they learn from this, put it behind them, turn the page, and get on game for tomorrow?
All right, John and I will have first pitch tomorrow from Longmont between the Mustangs and Skyline Falcons at 4 o'clock right here on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. A tough one. Fort Morgan that close. They've already exceeded what they did last year with victories. They won 4 games a year ago and 5 games so far in 2024. For John Prouty, I'm John Beltran. Have a great night. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 4 o'clock when the Mustangs face the Skyline Falcons in Longmont. Final score this afternoon into this evening, Skyline 11, Fort Morgan 7 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.